Hello, everybody. Welcome to the College to Calling Summit. My name is Nico Lau, and the purpose of this show is to inspire, educate, and empower college graduates on how they can have more clarity and confidence moving forward to the next chapter of their life. And today, I am really excited to be in the home of this amazing guest featured on this episode today. Her name is Lisa Haisha. Lisa is an international speaker, author, and also the host of the Amazon Prime show, Soul Blazing with Lisa Haisha. And she has interviewed so many amazing individuals, celebrities, trailblazers, and also world record holders. Lisa has done so many amazing things. She has traveled to over 60 countries and counting. And now she's a life coach, really helping people, teaching them how to love themselves so they can love others and create a life that they truly dream of. So Lisa, I'm really excited to be here. Thank you so much for letting me come interview you in person. It's such an honor and a pleasure to be able to really take your brain today and ask you about your journey.
Okay, whatever you want to know.
Awesome,
yes,
awesome. So Lisa, why don't we take ourselves back in time a little bit, since I know our audience are people in the early 20s, so they might be at a time right now where they're really struggling. They don't really know what to do in the next part of their life after college. All the options are wide open, and I know when you first came out of college, you did something amazing and you went to Europe, right, for a travel. So you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, my philosophy is, in order to really be happy in life, you have to know yourself. And if you don't know who you are, regardless of what you do or what road you take, you're not going to be happy. And if you think, oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a teacher, I want to do this, but if you never take the time to discover yourself. So I found travel, for me, other people may have other things, is the key to unlocking who you really are. And I kind of did it by accident because a girlfriend of mine wanted to go, and I said, okay, I'll go with you. And she kind of set it up. But once I landed in Germany, that was the first stop, Frankfurt, it was just like, oh my God, a whole world opened up, and I had no idea it was that amazing. Everything was so different. And when you're 20 something like you are, it's like, wow, different language, different food, all these people. It's a little overwhelming because you're used to being at home in the safety of school, and now you're just set loose. You can do whatever you want with no parents or anybody around.
Yes.
And so to me, it was a great way to figure out who I am. I get to make the decisions. What do I want to do? What do I want to eat? When do I want to go to bed? Who do I want to hang out with? And that was all a very big deal at that time.
So your first stop was in Germany. So how long did you stay in Europe after that?
It was just a 2-week trip, maybe 2.5 weeks. We stayed 2 or 3 days in each city. I think it was Frankfurt, Munich, Milan, Pisa, Greece. We did Corfu and Mykonos and whatever. Yeah, we did London. And
so would you say that's the 2 weeks span was the time then you really get to know a little bit more about yourself, or was that something that happened subsequently in your future traveling experiences?
Well, that helped me get to know myself a little bit, because the first night we went out, we went to a nightclub. And my girlfriend wanted to go home early because we were supposed to see some church or something the next morning at 6. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm not going to go home, go to bed by 11. So I got home. I'm staying out. So I stayed out dancing. But since it was our first night traveling, she had the purse, our passports, and our card to our youth hostel. That was like $2 a night. It was ridiculous. Then you put a quarter in for a shower and you get 2 minutes. And then the shower stops. So you have to stand in line and get back of the line with 10 people in front of you. But super fun. But I mean, where do you find that? I had no idea where that was. It was a German name. And so I stayed out till 4 a.m. Then when the club closed, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know where I am. And where was my friend? She has the card. So I had to crash with somebody who took me home and then meet up with my friend later. And what that taught me was, how to be creative in a moment like that, how to, kind of protect yourself, but trust and all these kind of things. So it was really fun.
Yeah. So we talked about this off camera when we were first connected, and you told me that that trip really transitioned into something where you never stopped traveling ever since your Europe trip. So how did that happen? I know lots of like my friends, we all love like traveling, but we find ourselves lacking resources. We might not have the money. We might be stuck at a job. So how did you make that travel lifestyle happen for you after coming out of college?
After that trip, I ended up moving to Los Angeles, and I was studying acting and that kind of stuff, and I would get jobs, a commercial here, this or that, whatever I would get. Travel was so inexpensive. You could go to Europe for like $300 for a plane fare, you know, when you wait and you get the cheapest seats and all that. Then I stayed at youth hostels. So I was so obsessed with travel that if I got $500, I would just go. Oh, I got this, and I would just go. And I'd figure it out while I was there. If I needed more money, I would say, oh, let me work at a bar for a couple of days. Let me do this. I would find something to do. Or I'd meet people and say, can I stay at your home? Or you're my soul family. I'd create an experience. So
you just did whatever.
Whatever it took. Yeah, it was that important to me. It wasn't, oh, should I travel or can I travel? It was like, I'm traveling. How am I going to do it? How am I going to get there?
Right, so you made a decision first, and then you found a way. Okay, so what would you say are like some of the biggest lessons that you really learned that changed your life completely from traveling and seeing all these amazing things?
Lessons.
Yeah.
Trust yourself. Your gut instinct is always right. You know, even if something looks scary and your gut's saying it's not, it's probably not, you know, and if it says it is, it is. Trust your gut instinct. I found there's more beautiful people that you could trust than not trust. The news and what everyone says is always, oh, danger is everywhere, and that's what we see if you watch the news all the time. But I found in traveling, so many nice people, and they really open up their doors to you, especially in Europe and the Middle East. And I got so many favors from strangers. So many people just said, come eat at our restaurant for free, come stay at our home, just because we were young girls. And so I think opening your heart, trusting people, and writing. Because what I learned was when I sit in a place long enough and sit in silence and soak in a place, I would go to a lunch place and I would just look around and I describe stuff and describe the whole scene. And what's my mood? What's the people's mood? I'd write stories about, like if you were sitting there, I'd write a story about, oh, this girl's here, she's there, this is what her name is. And I create a whole story about you. Your backstory, why you're here, this whole thing. And that created an imagination. And that's what helped me become a writer. And that's how I make a lot of my money, is writing, selling screenplays. And I just wrote a book and all that. But so I think travel was a way for me to escape just the day-to-day life, to go into my imagination, stay in wonderment, and, you know, who are we, what are we, why are we here, and just look around and soak it in instead of being with someone all the time talking. So I think a life lesson is to spend time alone, because that's where all the juice is. That's when you get your downloads. That's when you really figure out who you are and what you want. I would talk to nature. I would walk in nature, because nature has so many answers for us. And if you just sit under a tree, if you hug a tree, if you're, I don't know, I talk to ants and bugs and crabs. I've done it all. But I think when you really focus on something and take time to connect, it's really connecting you to you. Whatever it is, that thing is just whatever it is. It's another way to connect to you. So I think travel really teaches you how to connect to yourself through silence and through creation, wonderment, storytelling that you do for yourself.
Yeah, I think you touched on something really powerful. I feel like in our society nowadays, like so many of us, there's so much going on around us, and we're constantly just reacting. We don't really take the opportunity to step back and dive within and really reflect. So you would say like writing is one of the key exercise that we can all really implement in our lifetime. Is there any other thing that you do other than talking to nature, writing in a journal? How else do you connect with your inner being or what's inside?
Talking to people, talking to strangers. I met so many strangers, and I call them my therapists or my soul family, because I'm so open with them, because they don't know you. They don't even, sometimes I don't even give my real name. It's just, you're both just traveling, and doesn't matter a first name basis.
Yeah.
And I think when you could really be so transparent and honest about whatever is going on, and you share these experiences with people, and then you say goodbye and you never see them again, it's almost like, you know, when you're in therapy, you follow through and you see someone over and over again. But just these moments, it helps give you a key to yourself. And I think each stranger gave me something, you know, and I just love that.
Yeah.
And so I got addicted to meeting friends. I want to meet all the friends that I haven't met yet. I want to go here. You're going by yourself? Yeah, but I have a lot of friends there. I don't know who they are yet, but I'm going to meet them. And because they gave me so much joy. Yeah. Because they were so authentic. I was so authentic, especially being here in LA. Everyone has a front. Everyone's just pretending, and everybody's trying to be somebody they're not. And everyone's trying to put a face that is accepted, and you know, that people like, you know, that face, you know, they present to the world. But when you travel, everyone's just them. Yeah. And it's like, take it or leave it. And it's like, that was so refreshing. And in this town, you could get spoiled when you do well. And so it's really nice when I was, you know, doing well and with all these famous people, this and that, it was nice to go and, like, I call it like taking a bath in a, you know, third world country, in a developing country, because it's so important to get grounded again and say, this isn't the only reality. Here's your reality. Because if you get too locked into what I call comfort addiction, then your whole life starts to fall apart too, because you get a false sense of who you are, false sense of the world, false sense of life, friendship, community. But when you go out, like I went to Cairo when I was feeling that way, and I stayed with City of the Dead. I don't even know if you know what that is. It's a place where it's a graveyard, where then the poorest of the poor started building like a shanty town there, using the coffins as coffee tables and this and that, and somehow it became a place, and they have a post office and all that. I wanted to do a documentary about it, but it never happened. In Egypt, in Cairo. But then you sit there and, you know, break bread with these people and talk with them and stay there for 3 or 4 days, not just go and say hi, walk around and leave. And you just, can I stay with you? And you're staying on, you know, dirt floors or with, you know, shabby rug, and ants are everywhere, and they're making food out of one pot that they barely clean, and everyone shares, and you learn about each family member. There's something to that. It's like, wow, these people have something. There's strong community, strong love, and everyone pitches in, and there's something so beautiful about that. And you come back here and go, oh wow, we're all independent here. I'm alone. You're alone. You know, everyone's afraid to commitment and sharing and all of that stuff. So it helps blend. Then it helps you raise your creativity. So if you're a college student or just graduating, you want to travel because your creativity skyrockets if you focus on that, because you're meeting these people, and every time I met them, I write their story down. And it just helps you connect, and it helps you become a storyteller, a better writer, a better friend, a better person, because you're constantly exploring and ripping off the layers of yourself.
Right. That's all super powerful. So what kind of advice could you give to someone listening right now, where they might not have the means to just say jump into a plane and travel somewhere right now? So how can we implement these, like, curiosity and really talking to strangers, even in our day-to-day life today, like starting tomorrow? How can we do that?
Go to Venice Beach. You're here in LA, go to Venice Beach. Go to the mall. Go anywhere. I was just in Vegas, and I was with my daughter, and I goofed off with people in the elevator. Oh my God, hi, do you remember me? And they're like, no. My daughter's like, Mom, you're embarrassing me. I'm like, no, they're our friends. We don't know yet. And, you know, so yeah, you just play wherever you go. Then, oh, who are you? What do you do? And you just, so whoever it is, wherever you are, we're so taught to be respectful, and especially in elevators, supposed to sit there, not talk to anybody and look down. It's like, no, who made those rules? So you could do that anywhere. And I used to bring my iPhone and bring, you know, one of those little mini cameras, and just say, oh, I'm interviewing, just like what you're doing. Can I interview you? And then that helps you bond and get closer to people. You just go wherever you go. Can I interview? I want to ask you a few questions, and you could go deeper into them. Oh, here's,
That's a
what
good
are you
idea.
doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so important. There's so many places right here where you can visit.
Mhm.
Joshua Tree, just downtown LA, just all of those are mini trips.
And I think like once we make the decision to be open-minded, there are opportunities everywhere for us to talk to someone new.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like you just called me and said, can I interview you?
Yes.
I'm like, I don't know who you are. I don't usually do these type of interviews. I'm a little busy. But I thought, it's for college kids. I remember when I was in college and I would love to hear someone speak. And so I wanted to say a big yes, because I really admire you and what you're doing in the project.
And that really speaks to how genuine and amazing you are, Lisa, for opening the door for a stranger like me to come in here and really talk about your journey. So I want to ask you, when you were taking your trips around the world, when you first came out of college, did you have a plan as to like what career path that you were going to pursue, or did you have no idea?
Actress.
Okay.
Just because an actress meant fame meant money, and it meant freedom, because to me money is freedom. Yeah. But I grew up under a Baghdad roof in San Diego. My father's from Iraq, and I was very restricted, so when I came to LA I had all those thoughts in my head, so I was very shut down and closed. So many roles that I wanted to do I couldn't do because it was nudity, or it was a love scene, or it was this or that, so I got disenchanted very quickly. Within 2 years, and I quit. What am I going to do with my life? I'm 24. I have no idea what I'm going to do. But I made enough money. I did some commercials, music videos. I did a couple of TV spots, and so I said, let me travel. So I took off traveling again, and then I came back, and then I said, I need to find a job that travels. And I was doing a really stupid movie, Commando Girl 7 or something like that. And the executive producer knew somebody that owned my favorite restaurant. And I said, oh, I want to go there. That's where I sit it was a 24-hour restaurant. So I said, okay, let's go there. And when I went there, I met the owner, and he said, I'm going to Russia to build up the restaurant, buy tchotchkes and, design beer bottles. And so I'm going to go to Germany, Finland, Nepal, and one other place, Germany, Finland, Nepal, I think Munich and Frankfurt. So I said, oh, I'm going to go with you. He's like, what do you mean? I said, I'm going. So that's how I'm just like, I'm going. And I call, when are we leaving? He's like, I don't even know you. I go, no, I need to travel. I need to travel for free. I don't have the money now. And I convinced him I was the right person, and then went on this fabulous month-long trip. Wow. Yeah, then I started an open mic in his restaurant because they had no business 1 to 4. It was dead. So I said, let me create this is before open mic was really a thing. So I did that, and that became popular. And then some customers started coming in, and a customer said, oh, I'm going to France for my father's 3rd wedding. Do you want to go? I'm like, yes. So I'm like, okay, what is your name on the plane? What is your name? Who are you? They're like, okay, please be good. But I trusted because I saw him there in the audience all the time. I thought he was interesting. But I just, okay, I'm going. So, I didn't care. I trusted people. It's a ticket. It's a travel. And I'm there.
So how did you find out what your purpose in life is? Was it something that just came to you all in one piece, or was it something that you find out like a little bit at a time to see, like, okay, this is who Haisha is, this is what I'm going to do with my life? Like, how did that all came into picture for you?
Well, when I was 10 years old, a psychic told me I was going to be famous. And that created my whole outlook. I'm going to be famous. So how are you famous? Oh, you're an actress. That's all I knew. Okay, so I'm going to be an actress. So it was like, I'm going to be an actress. So that's what created that. So I'm in San Diego. I got to get to LA because I'm going to be an actress. And I got to LA. Wait, I'm Middle Eastern. I can't do all this stuff. I have Uncle Habib, Uncle Azawi, Uncle, I was saying, what are you doing? And so then I had to figure it out. And then when I was doing the Insane at Gorky's, and I was writing, I thought I wanted to write. Then if I'm not going to act, maybe I'll be a writer. And someone there, the guy that I went to Tahiti with, said, oh, you're a writer, and let's go write a screenplay. Oh, I really don't know how to write a screenplay. I'm just writing. He goes, yes, you do. Let's do it. On Brando's Island. Okay. So I got a book, How to Write a Screenplay in 21 Days. And I took that with me, and I sat down under a wisteria tree and just wrote every day for 3 or 4 hours, maybe 5 hours, about a girl who goes to New York and paints. And every time she leaves her painting, an image pops up on the painting. So then she starts going to ask art historians what that means. What does a symbol mean? And, you know, so, because I love painting and I love New York. So it was nothing script, but it had a lot of meaning to me. But I wrote it in 21 days, came back and sold it for 75 grand within 2 months. And that went, oh my God. And I think they bought it because of my passion for it. Oh my God, you got to get rid of the script, is so good. And so I think they found seeds in it that were great, because I know they put on 3 producers to rewrite it and make it their own. But that taught me, oh wow, okay, maybe I could write. Then Orion folded. And then, so the script didn't get made. So I said, oh, I've got to become a producer if I want my movie made. Then I got offered to go model in Tokyo, because I was still with the commercial agent. So I said yes, even though I didn't really want to model in Tokyo, but it was a free trip. I'm going to be in Tokyo. So yes. And then I thought, oh, we have a lot of money now. Tokyo was doing really well, what Japan was. So I went there and I said, I have a screenplay. And whoever I met, you know, can I tell you about my screenplay, picture my screenplay? Long story short, I got $1 million within 3 months in my bank account to do my movie. And so then I became a director, you know, so now I'm a producer, director, writer. So then I got a team together here to help me execute. I'm like, I got a book, how to direct a movie, how to produce a movie. I'm like, oh my God, now I've got the money, now I've got to figure it out.
So it sounds like you were just following what really makes your heart sing all along the way and figured out the how to make it happen.
Yes, and I didn't hound people. I didn't, oh, will you make me a career? Will you help me? Will you help me? I always did it with humor and made it look like it was their idea, you know, like, you want to work with me, trust me, you know, goofing off with people, because nobody wants to feel like you're using them to get to the next place. And if you have to beg people, you're usually not that good, because people who are good at what they do, they're self-starters and they figure it out. So I was figuring it out, even though I didn't think I was that good. I pretended I thought I was that good because I still wanted the experience. So I did the movie, and the movie sucks. It's not good at all. It has great moments though, and a fun trailer. It's great. But it was such a fun experience, and the investors had fun. Everybody had fun. We all got to go to Tokyo and shoot there in Nagoya in Tokyo and here in LA. So it was such a fun experience that we all had a great time, and they made their money back. So that's, you know, that worked out for everybody, even though they didn't really care. They didn't have an attachment to that. But what that taught me was, wow, you get to create your reality. Don't sit around and wait for other people to create it. Don't sit around, what do I want to do? What am I going to do with my life? You'll never figure it out from your head. You've got to figure it out by activities. You got to just keep throwing yourself in situations. I did so much volunteer work, because when you volunteer, you meet amazing people. And then if you do a good job volunteering, people want to grab you. Oh my God, will you work for this company? Will you come here and help me with this? You know, everyone who runs the whatever centers, whatever it is you're doing, because everyone's always looking for good help. And that leads to something else. That leads to another connection. So somehow I always had, you know, opportunities landing left and right, because I was active. I didn't stay at home calling or doing a resume over and over again, because nobody cares about a resume. So you got to develop yourself to develop a personality that people want to be around. And you have to be a self-starter. If you don't know how to do it, figure it out. And it's much easier for you guys because you have the internet. You know, you have YouTube. Okay, I don't know how to do it, figure it out. Or for me, it was like, I don't know. Call a friend. Hey, tell me how to do this. Walk me through this.
So it sounds like all these initiatives that you took really require lots of courage and believing in yourself. So I personally can attest to this, like on this journey, trying to build my own business. Like a lot of times I would find the negative self-talk that just pops up and be like, you can't do that. Like, who do you think you are? So how did you cultivate that sense of confidence and belief in yourself?
Because I wanted to die. I didn't care. And I thought, if I'm not doing my passion, I don't want to live. It's not worth living. I'm not going to be a 9-to-5 person. I'm not going to have a job that I don't enjoy. You live one lifetime. I'd rather be, you know, a gypsy traveling around the world with no money. So I had nothing to lose. And in Japan, the way I got the money was everyone was going out and drinking every night, and I didn't want to drink. So I just said, I'm not going out. then I just made jokes. If you want to go out with me, you have to talk about my screenplay. You got to talk about my screenplay and stuff like that to all the richer, investors and the stylists, the designers, all that kind of stuff. And then they said, no, come up, my screenplay, I don't go. And I didn't go. And then, okay. And then, talking back and forth. And then they set me up with the board. And then I told the board, they said, why should we invest in this? Where's the script? I said, it's right here. Where's the budget? I said, it's $1 million. I said, everyone just budgets the numbers anyway. It's usually over budget. So it's probably $1,100,000. I don't know. And then, I said, I'm not selling you that. I'm selling you a year of freedom. I said, you all want to go to America. You all want to learn English. You have a lot of money now. You want to buy real estate. So I am offering you an amazing trip to meet incredible people that you get 4 or 5 trips a year. And even if you lose the money, you have to pay it in taxes because they had such high taxes. So I said, the movie is the excuse for you to really spend time here and have an excuse to come here with work. And that's long story short, but telling them that. And then they said, oh, yes, we'll do it. And I said, the money has to be in the account within a month. Otherwise, I have to use American investors because we're starting. They said, okay. And it was there. And I'm like, wow, I love the Japanese. I love how they do business so fast.
So were you ever stumble upon a time when you were just super afraid, you don't know if you were going to make it?
I'm always afraid.
Yeah. So how do you overcome those fears?
By stepping into it and stepping into it harder. The more scared I am, the more bold I get. And the more crazy I get. Like I was on my first film and I was scared. They hired me as a producer and I've never produced, but somehow someone saw me in another job and said, she'd be a good producer. I said, sure. And then they had everyone just saying who they are. Hi, I'm so-and-so and I'm so-and-so. Then I said, I'm the producer, and I stood up on the chair, and I said, if anyone messes around, you're going to mess with me. And I'm like, all these are seasoned people. Like, oh, my God. But I just, took over and was a ham and created humor and comedy, and everyone's laughing. I stood up and said, hi, my name is Lisa, and I'm, been sober, clean and sober for this many years, making fun of that, because a lot of them were in AA. I wasn't. But, and I just started a little comedy routine and stood up on the chair to be bold, but I was frightened out of my mind. But then it was like, oh my God, then that everyone felt comfortable to be around me, then that made it easier for me to produce because then I bonded with everybody in a big way. There's 20 of them in the room, but nobody else did that. They were all very proper and hi, my name's, I'm like, oh, you guys are so boring. Hi. So I always do something, I guess, a little different. Yeah. And I think that comes out of me because I'm so shy. Yeah. So I feel like if I don't do that, it'll be a hard time to say, who are you one-on-one. I got uncomfortable. So I go, oh, then everyone will feel comfortable with me. Yeah. So I mean, it's sounds silly, but
I love the part you said about action though, because the longer we don't move, we just sit in that negative self-talk even more and just accumulate to the point where you just cannot do anything. So other than negativity from just inside yourself, did you have people around you? I think you mentioned this a little bit about your family who says Lisa, what are you doing? Why don't you just go find a job, find a stable career? Did you have people around you?
Everybody. By the time you're 40, you're going to be broken old. You're not even married. What about children? I'm like, I don't care about marriage and children. But you will when you're 40. You will when you're 50. No, I won't. You got to get a job. You have no money. Every time you get money, you're spending it. And I made some good money, $75,000 this chunk for that, a commercial, $25,000 this, small, but you don't work consistently. So it could be that all year, a little more. But I would take 5,000 of that, then maybe say 10 or 15%, put it in a savings, and the rest I'd go travel money. My accountant would keep going, what are you doing? You can't do this. Now you're 36, now you're 37, you only have X amount in your account. You've got to save your money. You got to find a husband. You got to do something with your lifestyle. I'm like, no, I can do it. He's like, why do you keep doing this? And he was a couple of years older. He goes, I'm going to start traveling when I'm 50. Because I've amassed $5 million in real estate, and I've got all these that are going to keep bringing me in residual income. Every penny I make, I buy a building, or with other people, or he'll do something, buy another home or a condo to rent out. Because he said, then you could chill and bring in money later, but you don't spend your cash now. He said the best way to make money is to save your money. He said, and you're doing the opposite. So the next year comes, I have this much and I spend it again. The next year I spend it again. And I was turning 38 and he's like, okay, I'm going to like stop you. You are not allowed, you know. And then he turned 49. I got a call. He was dead. He just died on his desk with his head on his desk at lunchtime when everyone else was out at lunch. He never even made it to 50. He died at 49 because he worked hard. I worked hard every day, 12 hours a day. And then I'm saving all my money and investing. And now I'm going to get to live the life. And I always told him, I want to live the life now so I have all this experience to make me a richer person later. Money doesn't make you rich. Experiences make you rich. Because when you're on your deathbed, you get to remember how you lived your life. You get to say, oh, I remember that time I was in St. Petersburg. Oh, when I was in Baghdad. Oh, I remember Havana. And you get to share those experiences with the people you shared them with, or you get to teach people, younger kids or your daughter, you know, whoever. But if you're saving all your money, oh, what did you do? I worked my whole life and I was a responsible person. Well, good for you. Your life is done. Good for you. How'd that work out for you? So now he had all this money and he didn't get to enjoy it, but he worked hard every day. Yes. So that really stuck with me too. So I'm like, I need to move now to Europe. I need to not just go visit, I need to move so I can stay and explore more and start creating work in different countries. And
oh, that's so powerful. And I really see that in myself too, and in my family and my friends. Like all of us are constantly like, especially high achievers, we are always like striving for what's in the future, always working hard, and we don't take the time to actually live now. Like that's something that I'm working on, mindfulness, really being in the present. Is this something that you also like, it's a part of who you are?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how do we cultivate more of that, being in the present, being mindful and living fully in this moment?
Well, I think you need to start your mornings off with a meditation and I think affirmations. You have to create who you are, who do you want to be. Write a little story about who you are. You know, I'm Lisa Haisha. This is who I am. This is how I spend my time. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. And step into that story. And then once you know who you are, you create affirmations that support that. And what I like to do is find people, you know, in history that I really related to. Like I always liked Audrey Hepburn and you know, I liked a little bit of Marilyn Monroe. I liked a little, you know, like different people. Anais Nin, Simone de Beauvoir, these different people. Then I said, what is the quality I like? And I put those qualities in, because then you have a visual of it and you have a quality. So these are the qualities I want to embody. And once you start doing that, you start saying that, then you start speaking that. When people start saying, oh, who are you? You know, you start saying your affirmations as an answer. Like, how are you feeling today? You know, how'd you wake up? Oh, I wake up each morning with clarity. You know, like that's one of my affirmations. So, or how's the film going? Oh, I'm a strong, confident woman who stands in her power. It's really great. You know, everything's going well. Trying to really help them become a part of who you are. And once you do that and get it down, I think you have to do it for the rest of your life because it's like a muscle. But if you do it even for 6 months strongly, it starts to really become who you are. And then you need the you know, checkups, you know, just, oh, is this still who I am? Do I need to alter these a little bit? Or how do I do that? And that's a whole class. I won't get into it. I won't do the whole podcast. But it's really about creating yourself, finding qualities that you want to embody, doing self-forgiveness on the aspects of you that you judge yourself. You know, like I forgive myself for judging myself as not being where I want to be right now, or not having enough money to travel, or not getting that job, whatever it is. And then once you go into that forgiveness, it really opens up a space in you where you start having more self-love. Because if you don't have self-love, you have self-hatred, even if it's like deep down and you're not even aware of it. And I think that's what I had, because I had so much frustration of, I was going to be this and this isn't happening. And so I thought, put myself in situations where I could feel deeply. So I was hitchhiking a lot and getting cars with bad guys just to feel alive, and then try to get my way out of it. You know, so it was like I just needed to feel. So it's like I feel so dead inside, and you're supposed to get this job and have this career and get married by this age and have kids, and if you don't, you're bad. And I'm like, oh, I'm bad, so I'm not doing all these things. And when you don't have the money, then you start thinking, oh my God, this is a stupid idea. When you're 26, 27, going, okay, now I'm broke, now I'm this. And the people you're dating, you don't want to marry necessarily because you still have your dream. If I get married, I don't get my dream because marriage takes a commitment. Then you have to compromise a lot. If you're a mom, you got to compromise a lot. If you buy a house, there's a mortgage. I don't want a mortgage. I said, that's the last thing I want. Everyone's like, well, I'm going to save money to buy my house by 25. I'm like, you're going to knock yourself out. I'll be in Europe at that time, or I'll be in Asia, or I'll be in the Middle East. I'll be somewhere, but I will not be paying a freaking mortgage in my 20s. Right. Last thing I want, because that, crushes you. Then your whole life is about, are we making enough money to pay the bills and pay for the kids and pay for this? And I'm not saying marriage and kids is wrong or buying a house is wrong, but it was wrong for me. So you have to know who you are. And then you keep doubting yourself when everyone keeps telling you you're making a mistake, you're making a mistake. Every day you're getting older, every day you're getting this, it's harder and harder. And it was like, oh, you'll be back within a year or two. LA's hard. I'm like, I'm never coming back. I've been here about 30 something years and I have not been back.
Okay, so the first step would be to really create the version of ourselves that we want to become.
Yes.
And so do you read that story every morning and the affirmation, or is this something that you just have it?
If I were in my 20s right now, I would say, who do I want to be in the world? And I would find 3 or 4 people and their qualities. I would put those together.
Yes.
Then I'd say, what's my highest value? What do I value freedom? That's my highest value. So, God could walk in front of me and I could say, you want to marry me? I want freedom, unless it's the person who offers you freedom within that relationship. Then who do I want to hang out with? Who do I, because whoever you are a combination of your 5 closest friends. So it's like, who do I want to be like? Then I analyze each friend. What do they bring me? What do I like? Do I even like them or not? Or are they just here because they're familiar or somehow came into your life? So they're your friends. So like, these are my best friends. So I figure if I don't hang out with friends in real life, because I'm home a lot. So, I love Simone de Beauvoir. I love her writing. She did the second sex. She helped open up women's freedom. And Oprah. I love Oprah. I love Herman Hesse. He wrote the books that changed my life. Anna Eastman changed my life. Gandhi, of course, So it's, over there, it's more people and, everyone. I love Pablo Picasso because I love painting, and Angelina Jolie because I love her humanitarian work. Marilyn Monroe because she really embraced her sexuality and sensuality, and so Eve Ensler because she shifted the world with the vagina monologues and really made the word vagina okay to say, and that we don't have to be ashamed that we have a vagina, especially growing up in the Middle East. It's like you have no body parts, you have no sexuality, so it's just. Who do you want to be? So it's like, these are my friends. This is who I hang out with. These are my 5 closest friends, wherever I'm looking, those are my 5 closest friends each day. So I take them in. And so I would do that. And then I would find out everything that I don't like about myself and write that down. Like, if you're afraid or if you have fear or you don't think you're smart enough or good enough or have enough money or pretty enough, whatever it is, then do a self-forgiveness on that. Then do an affirmation. Positive affirmation about it, and start saying those affirmations and recording them, listening to them, writing them down, and really stepping into who it is.
And then do that.
Yeah. And then you'll start seeing a change and going, oh, wow. So there's some of my affirmations up on the,
So, and you do this every single morning?
Yeah, some days it's not perfect because I'm traveling and I get off schedule, but I've done it so much that it's a part of who I am. I've been doing this for years.
Okay.
Affirmations for probably 10 years, and this way probably a year and a half, 2 years, where I just honed it and got it stronger.
So would you say like asking yourself these questions really is the way to find out who we are, who we want to be? Because I see so many like of my friends struggling, growing up our whole life, like we are always being told what to do this, don't do that. So how do we really get a clear picture of who Miko Lau is, or who Lisa Haisha is, and really have that clarity?
By doing some of the work I just said, because once you start doing that, you start asking yourself these questions, and then stepping into it, you go, okay, who do I want to be? Arnold Schwarzenegger said he pictures a box in front of him of who he wants to be, like after this kind of work. He didn't say this kind of work, but this is a way.
Yes.
He steps into that, then this is who I am. And he walks around the world like that. So he went to a restaurant, oh, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. Do you want my autograph? They're like, who are you? I'm going to be super famous one day. You're going to want this, you know, wherever he would go, or buy my book. Tony Robbins did that. So they stepped into their future self. To step into your future self, like, who do you want to be? Do you even know? Who are you now?
Who am I now? So this is something that I recently really discovered. Like, I feel like I have so many self negative talk. I would talk myself down when I would do the exact opposite for other people. I would lift them up, speak about the greatness, but then I do the exact opposite with myself. So like, I would say I'm not good enough, I'm not doing this. So I definitely will do the exercise that you just mentioned. But the person that I want to be would definitely be the individuals that inspire and empower other people to remember the power and to go out there and create the life that they want, and to know that they have that potential.
So that's who you want to be in the world. Okay, so how do you want to do that? Through podcasts and
speaking, hosting workshops, maybe teaching. I love teaching. All my life I've been teaching. But just in the traditional school system. But now I want to teach in a different way.
So what thoughts come into your mind when you say you want to teach?
I like working with individuals on one-on-one settings.
But what negative self-talk?
What negative self-talk? Can I really do this? Like, who am I to do this? Like,
okay, so just let's take one of them. Can I really do this? Then you would forgive yourself for that. I forgive myself for judging myself as not really being able to do this. And then you would do an affirmation. What would that sound like to you?
I have the potential to do anything I want.
Yeah, not even potential. I am doing what I want. I'm a strong, smart woman who knows what she wants and gets what she wants. You know what I mean? Just a declarative statement that, you know, this is who I am. Then if you start reading that every day, every time you have that thought, you read that. It's like, wow, okay, done. I was in a funk the other day, and it's like, oh, go back to the affirmation. I didn't read them for a couple of days, and then I start going, oh, right, this is who I am. Funks don't work for me. You get, you know, if something's bothering you, take a, you know, I don't know, an hour or two, or maybe half a day, whatever. Deal with it the next. You don't want to, oh, this happened to me a week ago and I'm still gonna, this happened to me 8 years ago. Somebody said this to me and I'm gonna still, they told me I was stupid, or they told me I wasn't good enough, or I'll never make it. And that's still in your head. Or this boyfriend broke up with me and said this. It's like, you can't take that with you forever. You have to just, oh, this is, and I trust life. This is the best decision for me because it happened.
So would you,
no, I'm just saying, so that's all you have to do is just stay in the moment and say that affirmation of, I'm a smart, talented woman and the world needs my voice. I have a lot of wisdom, you know?
And I was find myself like coming up with like all these childhood experiences that I'm still being defined by. So would you say that it's good to really just sit with ourselves and feel those emotions, maybe feeling like not good enough, and then replace that with affirmations?
No, I would immerse myself in that. I'm not good enough. I'm everything everyone said, and I write that down. Then I read it till you're bored to death of it. And then I would write the positive of it. I am good enough. I have a voice that holds massive wisdom. I am strong. I'm smart. I am powerful. I am the #1 media person in the world. Watch out, Oprah. You know, I would just create this overblown positive and then start saying that 100 times and look at that. And I would really focus on the self-forgiveness. You know, that's huge, of forgiving yourself for even, you know, beating yourself up every day. It's like your own bully, you know. It's emotional terrorism kind of for a lot of people when it's really big. But I know your culture really well because I've lived there. And it's very similar to my culture. Yours is a little different in the education, where ours is more into being a good person, a good girl, and preparing you to be a good wife. Yours is about being smart and #1. So that's a lot of pressure. You know, so now you kind of want to be #1 in what you're doing because you're raised like that. But you could do it while you're having fun. And You don't have to just go the straight and narrow road.
Mm-hmm.
That's the boring road. What you want to do is kind of go around and find yourself, because then you make yourself unique.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody is, oh, okay, I want to do this. I want to be a reporter. Let me get a job there and let me become a journalist.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's you don't have a lot of texture to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I find traveling is more exciting, or getting odd jobs, or just going on the street interviewing people. Interview 100 people, just randomly, and then look how much better your skills are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to wait for someone to hire you to do it like you're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
You're not waiting. But I would even just do 5-minute interviews, man on the street,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and come up with 2 questions, 1 question, 3 questions, and ask everybody the same questions.
Right.
Yeah, just drive through, you know, you're driving back, right?
Yes.
I'd stop in each city and just interview people.
That's a good idea. Yeah. So I also want to touch on the idea that you mentioned earlier, how you equate being an actress, like famous, equals money, freedom. So how did that change for you now? Do you still believe money is coming from something like being famous? Or
no, that was my thought at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And when I thought, oh, I'll be an actress, because that was, I was very naive.
Yeah.
Again, it wasn't the internet and all that. And I thought, that's a way to make good money. Actresses make a lot of money. They make $1 million, and I want freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And the psychic said I was going to be famous.
Yes.
So I thought, oh, it's done. So I just have to go up there and do it.
Yes.
But then that didn't work out, because I couldn't do a lot of the movies or stuff that they wanted me to do. So I thought, oh, now what?
Mm-hmm.
So I still think money brings freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people say money, you know, is horrible and money is evil. If you have those thoughts, you won't attract money.
Mm-hmm.
So I love money, and money brings freedom. And you could donate money, you could give money away, you could help other people, you could create projects that help other people.
Mm-hmm.
You get to travel, enrich yourself, enrich others. I always say, if you go to a country, what are you leaving in the country instead of what are you taking? I always try to do some sort of charity work there, or bring something, or meet people, or, you know, I sometimes bring shirts from Hollywood, or pencils, and, you know, whatever stuff that people go, oh my God, I've never been there. And it's like something cool. And just when you meet randomly on the street, you give it to them,
Right.
especially in developing countries. And so, yeah, money brings freedom.
Mm-hmm.
So I always wanted to make money or have money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that's something I'm slowly coming to realize too. Like, for the longest time, I'm chasing money because, like, I came from low income family. We never have enough. But it got to the point where I realized, like, well, I was chasing happiness, fulfillment from money, because I thought that's what
money doesn't bring you happiness.
Yes.
So I say you got to create the experiences to make yourself be textured and layered, and where you can jump into any situation and make it work. And when you do that, you become invaluable, and money comes. I don't chase money. I've never chased money. As a matter of fact, I did the opposite. I'm not even going to work, and money better come to me, because I don't want to work.
Yeah.
And I want to make money, and I want freedom. So that means I'm traveling at least 3 to 4 months a year out of the country. How am I going to do that? I don't know. I'm going to just figure it out. I have this much, so now I'm going to go and I'm going to create something. What can I create? Let me create a story. Let me create, you know, a little movie. Let me create something, or create value for someone else.
Right.
And then it gets word of mouth, and people say, oh, she's interesting. She's different. She's unique. Oh, let's get her. Then you start getting money based on who you are.
Yeah, and I feel like 90% of us are just doing this backwards, like chasing the money, and in the hopes that we could become the person we want.
When you chase money, money leaves you, I think, because you work so hard for it, and then you try to do the right thing and invest, and then usually the investment doesn't go well because you're thinking too much, and you're trying too hard to make more money, especially when you're younger. And some people get lucky and it shifts, but what I've seen is that. And when you chase love, oh, I just need a person to rescue me. That's the same thing. Your money will go. You know, you have to, and you're not going to be necessarily happy. I was with a lot of wealthy people. You know, I know a lot of famous people. So a lot of them have money, and so many of them aren't happy. And it's because they either work all the time, they've had a lot of money stolen from them, taken from them, they can't have a lot of real friendships because whoever wants them for their money. I mean, or it's disparity, so people who don't have money then feel uncomfortable with you have your own money, and it's jealousy, all this stuff. So a lot of them hang out with each other, and so it doesn't really bring happiness. So I'd rather be anonymous, nobody knows me, but doing good work Only the people in my field know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So then I can make good money. Like if I go speak someplace,
Mm-hmm.
it's instead of 500, you make 25,000 for the same, talk. But you're not famous worldwide. I don't want that anymore because I want the freedom to go to a restaurant or go wherever without being recognized. And our world has changed. It's not like it was before.
Yeah. So sounds like we have to work on us first, really.
You have to become unique.
Yeah.
What's your unique selling proposition? Who are you? Why are you different from everyone else in your class?
Mm-hmm.
And that will make you stand out, and that will help you get money.
Mm-hmm.
And that will help you be happy. And then the right person will come along when you want the right person.
Right.
You're not going to be, I need a husband by this age, or I need this much money by this age. I need a house by this time. You don't need any of that.
Yeah.
All that's just a story.
Mm-hmm.
You have one life. You laugh. Laughter and experiences is freedom to me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have that, you have almost everything. And people are going to want to be around you. And when you laugh a lot, you get more creative because you're happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get that creativity down and you create something that's unique to you.
Mm-hmm.
And your life will magically unfold. If you do your affirmations and recreate, get rid of the negative talk.
Yes, that's so important. I know you're a huge advocate for self-love. And
totally, yes.
Do you believe this is like the foundation of
I do. And just hugging yourself and saying, I love you, and looking at yourself in the mirror and just, I love you, Lisa. I love you, in the morning, and just saying it to yourself out loud in your head when you're driving.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to do it more when you're starting out, because then there comes, okay, yeah, got it. I love me and I'm comfortable saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're starting out, it's very hard. And then, life keeps beating you up. Life is about challenges. So every day I still get tested. Things come in and it's like, I got to work on this again, or I feel this insecure. I feel, unhappy, or I feel, whatever emotion.
Yeah.
But you got to just go, okay, there it is. Another opportunity to dig deeper into your work, and it's just, everything's an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't take it as something personal or take it as, I'm never going to be able to do this again, or I'm never going to find this, or whatever it is. No, I wrote a book. If it's not selling, I'm not a writer. If I'm doing this project and it doesn't sell, oh my God, I'm not worth all that's, no, everything that you're doing has value.
Yeah.
And when you look at life that way, of you're living life each day just to create an experience for your soul to evolve, it's a completely different way of living than I've got to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to achieve. I'm choosing to evolve. And in order to evolve, you have to keep putting yourself out there. Because if you hide on the sidelines, you're not really living life. And it's much harder to show your face. So people criticize you. Well, you get up there. What have you done? You're on the sidelines, put yourself out there, then talk to me, because we're never perfect.
Yeah.
I know the show I'm doing right now, people are going to tear me apart and people are going to love it. That's our country's divided. So you just have to say, okay.
I'm just going to focus on the impact that it is having. So just to wrap up this interview, I have a few last questions for you, Lisa. So how do we address, with our society nowadays, everything is so instant gratification. I am personally guilty of this, right? I'm in this journey and I'm so focused on the outcome, but I know at the end of the day, it's all about the journey that truly matters. So what are some things that I can really work around, really being able to stay patient and really enjoy the journey and not be so outcome focused?
I mean, for even this show?
Building a business, seeing tangible results. If I'm in that flat part right now where I might be putting in the work every single day, but I might not see any results yet. How do I keep going without feeling discouraged?
I think, do you like what you're doing?
Sometimes.
But you're creating this yourself, right?
Yes.
Because this is what you want.
Yes.
So you got to look at the outcome. And everything you do, I remember when I was acting, I hated a lot of it. When is it going to happen? I've been doing it this long, So you have to go, oh, wow, I'm putting, this is back in the day, you had to get your headshot and resume, you have to put it in a manila envelope and then send it off. You send it to casting directors, send it this and that. Each time I went to the post office, I looked like This is just lifting a stone because I'm building my cathedral. This is another stone. This is another stone. This is another stone. So if I have to do like 100 of those, my cathedral is just going to be that much bigger.
Right.
So each day you're working and doing something, you can't look at it as drudgery. So my friends, I can't believe I have to do this again. Oh my God, I did this 100 times. Or, it's like, oh, it's such a pain. And I'm like, oh no, I'm building my cathedral. Here's another stone. So it's all about attitude. Because then when you go into a place and audition, they sense that. Not, oh my God, I hope you hire me because I haven't gotten a job in this long, or I was I was close to getting, then I didn't. You're going there. I'm building a cathedral. Is this my cathedral?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's not. And I collected no's. Somebody told me that. Oh, another no. Once I get 100 no's, I'm going to get my big win. So then it's fine. So you have to flip your mindset, because the more you focus on when am I going to get it, it's stress in your body. People sense your stress and you're not flowing.
Yeah.
You got to flow with the river, not against the river. And it's hard, I know, because I've been there and I've been, when is it going to happen for me? But as soon as I let go and said, I don't care. And I just took chances and traveled, met people, got into cars, did whatever I felt like doing. Life started shifting. It's like, oh, you're not fighting anymore. You're just showing up every day. But I always did the work. I was very disciplined with getting work done all the time, especially with writing, wrote all the time, my whole life. And didn't sell a lot, but the writing kept improving. So that's like where the patience comes in. So what, I didn't sell it, I got better. The next one will be better. The next one will be better.
So put in the work, but just trusting the process.
Always trust. But do it with joy. Don't do it with, I've got to reach this by this time. I mean, I'm telling you the opposite of what other people in school tells you. You got to have an outcome, and you got to. But I do believe you could have your 3-month goal, 6-month goal, your year goal, your 3-year goal, 5-year goal. But then within those parameters, you have to flow. I'm like now going to book my whole next year by December of what I'm going to do the whole year. I'm going to go to Middle East here. I'm going to go to Europe here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to speak in these different venues. I'm going to create all this. Even if it's not there yet, I'm creating it. So once you create it and set it in stone in your mind, then everything starts to work towards that goal. But if you don't write it down, it won't work. So I do believe in goal setting and stuff, but how you get there and how it happens, who knows?
It's not your control. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So last question, Lisa, now that you have all these experiences that you have accumulated, all the wisdom that you have now, if you could go back in time when you're like early 20s, what would you say to yourself at that time, knowing what you know now?
Enjoy the ride. Just get on the wave. Because it's super fun. Yeah. And you're going to fall, you're going to scratch yourself, you're going to bleed, you're going to cry, you're going to laugh, and it's all worth it. I look at all my hard times and going, those were some of the funnest times. And I moved up here and I was in a roach motel pretty much, blue shag carpet with roaches. And I could have afforded more, but I wanted that story. Put your paper on the walls. Well, I really couldn't afford it too much more. I shared it with a roommate and we shared one bedroom. My dad kept saying, I'll get you a better place. But we're like, no, we like this. This is who we are authentically today. I want my story. Just because those are situations that help you grow. Yeah. If somebody just said, oh, let me put you in a nicer place, you miss the opportunity to say, oh, I started here and now I can afford this and now I can afford this. And you won't work as hard. It takes away some of your magic. So for some reason, I got that at that age, I think because I read a lot of biographies. I was obsessed with biographies, and everyone who I admired had a place like that. So I'm like, I need my roaches. It's part of my journey. If I don't have my roaches, I'll never make it. It was like a weird connection to, that's how you make it. Yeah. Don't get handouts, do it yourself. And the people who did it themselves were the ones that really had the strong careers. The ones that were given it to them, they petered out. So
I think it's like going to a gym. If we don't have that weight, we won't be able to practice those muscles.
Yes.
Like mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
And it gives you the confidence. And wow, I did this. It wasn't given to me. Then going, if I could do this, I could do that. If I could do that, I could do that. And I went to the Groundlings and I sucked at first. But then it was like, oh, that taught me a little comedy. And then when I went to other places, not in the classroom, I started practicing, and then it helped a lot in other ways. So you don't know why you're doing something, but it will help you in every area of your life. And even if you weren't that great, than it was. But then I went back a couple of years later, and it was a lot better because the confidence was built. Yeah.
So Lisa, I'm sure our listeners absolutely love this interview and would love to continue to learn more from you. So where can they find you online? Instagram, Facebook, website?
I'm on Instagram and Facebook under my name. I have a website under my name, lisahaisha.com, and I have a YouTube channel, Lisa Haisha 1, the number 1.
Okay.
And lots of YouTube videos. I'm everywhere. You could Google me.
So it's lisahaisha.com.
Yes.
So Lisa, I just want to say thank you so much again for offering your time to really share your wisdom and expertise with our audience. And I want to say, like, I really admire that you had the courage to really pursue after your heart's passion, because I cannot imagine like all the lives that you have touched now. If you were not to do that, those lives would not be touched. So I encourage all our listeners to really just have the courage to pursue after the calling and to really unleash that gift inside of them so they can impact so many people out there.
Absolutely. And the sooner they can do it, the more lives they touch.
Yes.
Yeah. Give your gift away.
So thank you, Lisa. And thank you everyone for tuning in. So make sure you come back to listen to more amazing experts such as Lisa. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.